Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video of Fox Flicks on Marvelous Videos. And in celebration of the RE4 remake coming out, we're checking out their video on all 14 viruses and parasites of the RE franchise explored. Let's hop in and see just how these monsters and viruses truly created the series we all know and love.
Very first witnesses!
Oh, looks like we got the G virus to start out with. The shorter eye must be genetical, because they all have that, it seems.
Every type of virus and parasite in the Resident Evil franchise explored. Viruses are unique microscopic organisms that have fascinated scientists and the general public alike for centuries. They are unique because they cannot reproduce or survive without a host cell. Yet they have the ability to wreak havoc on entire populations of living organisms, including humans, by making them fatally sick. Now consider the idea of enhancing this danger so that instead of just falling ill, those who are infected are transformed into flesh-eating zombies. Because that's precisely what the Resident Evil franchise did. The iconic video game franchise has been a staple of the survival horror genre, capturing audiences worldwide with its frightening tales.
Couldn't you technically class RE as one of the fathers of survival horror?
And distinct gameplay.
Maybe.
The viruses that afflict humanity and turn ordinary people into dreadful monsters are among the most critical factors that have molded the Resident Evil universe. Every virus in the series, from the iconic T virus to the G virus, has its own particular traits and ramifications. In this video, we'll have a look at the numerous viruses featured in the Resident Evil franchise and examine how these infections have influenced the series' narrative, aided its popularity, and produced a one-of-a-kind gaming experience that has enthralled fans for centuries. So without further ado, let's hop into it. But before we do that, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you.
Yeah, help these guys reach 1 million subscribers. They're not that far away, only about another 100K.
But for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Albert Wesker.
The progenitor virus. The progenitor virus was first introduced to the Resident
first of them all.
Evil series in the game Resident Evil 5. However, its origins are ancient, predating not only the first game, but many other elements of the series. According to the Resident Evil franchise history, the Umbrella Corporation's founders, Oswald E. Spencer, Dr. Edward Ashford, and Dr. James Marcus, began viral mutation research in the mid-20th century to generate a perfect biological weapon. Their goal was to find or create a viral agent that could be controlled and used to develop new bioweapons by infecting a host organism and transforming it into a powerful creature capable of acting as a soldier and following orders. The three completed their goal on December 4th, 1967, with the discovery of the progenitor virus, which began the path to forming the Umbrella Corporation. The progenitor virus, also known as the founder or mother virus, was the first mutagenic virus.
Okay, I didn't know it had those nicknames, but that's actually kind of cool. Mother virus. You know, it honestly does make sense.
Served as the basis for all future viruses that appear in the franchise. The virus was extremely dangerous. Exposure could cause various symptoms such as mutations, hallucinations, and death. It was identified in rare flowers called Stairway of the Sun, a type of daisy found exclusively in Africa, which was thought to have been ingested for centuries by a local tribe. As the timeline advanced, significant research into the progenitor virus was done, and various artificial versions evolved, mainly for bioweapon experiments. The progenitor virus was a crucial plot element in the Resident Evil series. The Umbrella Corporation's discovery and exploitation of it had far-reaching effects. It's influenced the series' history and generated a complex tapestry of biohazards that has enthralled fans over the years.
Pretty much. I mean, if we didn't find the progenitor, then, well, you know.
The T-virus. The T-virus, commonly known as the tyrant virus, is a mutant strain of the progenitor virus, developed originally to manufacture bioweapons for military purposes. Umbrella Pharmaceuticals first manufactured the virus in the late 1970s. The T-virus project was started to eliminate the need for a big conventional army while raising funds for the company's eugenics program.
Okay, now I don't know why they have like the viruses stored in that like DNA like capsule thing, but I don't care because it really looks beautiful. Like, I am wanting to just buy like a lava lamp of that and just watch. Just I'm sorry. I'm geeking out over here. Let's just continue on.
It functioned by reinvigorating dead cells and tissues, effectively resurrecting the dead as zombies. Furthermore, the virus caused mutations in living organisms, developing more formidable and lethal monsters such as the notorious Tyrant. The infamous virus caused several epidemics throughout the Resident Evil series, resulting in extensive destruction and turmoil. Following Umbrella's demise in the early 2000s, the T-Virus was made accessible to hundreds of groups with the ability to complete Umbrella's research independently and dominate the weapons market. As a result, independently generated mutagens such as T-Abyss were created. The T-Virus had the capability to contaminate virtually any tissue, including dead tissue that became animated rapidly. As a result of the necrosis it caused in human hosts, there was essentially no discernible distinction between living and deceased infected individuals beyond a certain stage. With certain areas of the brain deteriorating and others becoming overactive, hosts became aggressive and perpetually famished. Additionally, they had the potential to mutate further, becoming crimson heads and lickers, which were more akin to beasts than humans.
Oop. Hold on, folks. We'll be right back. We're back and we're on to the Plagos. God, that's a terrifying sight. That's even more terrifying.
Las Plagas Parasite. The main virus in Resident Evil 4 wasn't a virus at all, but rather an ancient parasitic arthropod known as the Plagas. It only featured in Resident Evil 4 and had a minor role in Resident Evil 5 due to other viruses taking center stage. Although often associated with Spain, it was believed that the Plagas parasite actually originated in West Africa, as evidenced by the discovery of ancient dried bones within the ruins of the Nidapaya kingdom that dated back to the Neolithic period. It was thought to be used as a tool for mind control, leading to the creation of Ganados, who were brainwashed zombie-like enslaved beings. These Ganados served as the primary adversaries in Resident Evil 4. A long time ago, a nobleman named Gregorio Salazar initiated a relentless campaign against the Ganados due to their heathen-like beliefs. The Plagas that were left were confined to underground caves below a mound. The caves were separated from the neighboring village by a wide trench in the valley and a big water body. A fortress was subsequently erected above the caves, with Salazar and his descendants assuming the role of Castellan to ensure that the Plagas could never escape. Much later, Osmond Sadler, who had connections to bioweapons research, learned about the Plagas and devised a plan to use them for his benefit. He established a cult known as Los Illuminados and portrayed himself as a prophet to obtain wealth and influence by exploiting people. Sadler gained the support of Ramon Salazar, the 8th Castellan, who agreed to release the Plagas to make
One moment, folks, sorry. And we're back. Let's go.
Up for his family's past actions. They excavated the caves where the Plagas were sealed, but found them to be mummified due to the low oxygen environment. However, years later, a strange disease began to spread among the workers, revealing that the Plagas had survived as spores and were now growing inside their hosts. The Plagas parasite had the ability to infiltrate and take control of the host's central nervous system, granting it the ability to communicate telepathically with other Plagas-infected individuals. They were resistant to conventional weapons, and surgery was the only way to remove them from a host. On the other hand, certain medications could prevent the growth of Plagas hatchlings, and those same medicines could also be effective in killing unhatched Plagas. However, the Plagas were weak against ultraviolet rays, and as a result, they tended to avoid sunlight. Overall, this parasite was a unique and terrifying enemy in the Resident Evil franchise, offering a fresh twist on the traditional viral threats that the series is known for.
That is interesting.
What the hell is that thing? It's
the Megamycete. Oh, Mutamycete.
Megamycete, mold, and Kadu parasite. In Resident Evil Village...
Oh, it is Megamycete. Huh. Whoops. Okay.
Mutations play a crucial role in the storyline, much like in all the previous Resident Evil games, where the parasitic roots of mutation have been significant. Nonetheless, this particular game has some differences in how mutations are portrayed, as some of the creatures that emerge have a connection to traditional monster legends, but with a unique twist that is specific to the Resident Evil universe. This game involves 3 distinct types of mutating elements that contribute to the game's events differently. These include the Megamycete, mold,
mold,
and the
Kadu
Kadu
parasite.
The megamycete is an organism that functions as a hive mind and can exercise partial control over its host. The mold, on the other hand, appears to be an integral part of the megamycete and may facilitate the organism's infection of a host. Finally, the Kadu parasite is a derivative of the megamycete, but it is more central to the plot of Village than the other two compounds.
Yep.
Mother Miranda is the primary culprit behind the turmoil in Resident Evil Village, and it's no wonder that she is also responsible for creating the Kadu parasite. She encounters the megamycete for the first time while wandering in sorrow after the loss of her daughter, and finds a cave that becomes the fungus's habitat. Miranda is subsequently infected and begins experimenting with mold samples to enhance the organism's ability to infect others. Ultimately, her goal is to resurrect her daughter, and the experiments are intended to help her achieve this. Later, Miranda recognizes that transforming the megamycete mold into a parasite named Kadu will make it simpler to infect humans. As a result, most people infected with—
Not completely easy. I mean, you do have some success, but not a lot. With, of course, Demetres, Heisenberg, Donna, and... I forget the fish guy, the fish. But then you got the other failures, which have been classed as lichens.
With the Kadu parasite change into wolves, lichens, or other terrible creatures.
There it is.
Using these creatures in the iconic franchise adds depth and complexity to the game's storyline, while providing a fascinating insight into the realm of parasitic organisms.
Onto the G virus. A personal favorite of mine.
The G-Virus. The G-Virus, short for Golgotha virus, was a retrovirus that belonged to the progenitor virus family. The virus was developed by William Birkin, the lead researcher of Umbrella USA in the late 1980s, who studied the Nemesis alpha parasite to create a more powerful biological weapon than the Tyrant virus. Although their shared origin was in the progenitor virus family, both viruses had little in common.
There it is.
Let's check out the differences. In most cases, the T-Virus—
Yeah, that thing isn't actually the G virus, it's the G virus offspring, which is why it looks so, how do you say, fucked up beyond belief?
caused modest alterations in its human hosts,
That is the G virus.
such as the production of zombies and tyrants. The Golgotha virus, on the other hand, created such severe genetic changes that its victims were unrecognizable
Oh, hold on folks, we got another ad. And we're back. Let's go.
as humans. Furthermore, although T-virus mutations typically ended in sterility, the G mutants were very prolific and could reproduce asexually. Another interesting difference in features was that the T-virus caused tissue death or necrosis, while Golgotha could heal damaged cells and even resurrect the dead. As a result, the G-infected individuals were highly resilient and could continually mutate to heal injuries, making them almost invulnerable. And, most importantly, the G-virus spread by implantation or absorption rather than physical touch, like the T-virus. However, it's important to note that not all individuals were compatible with the G-virus, and if they were not, the virus's G embryo would proliferate inside the host's body and eventually burst out of it, thus killing the host. Due to these considerations, this virus was
very similar to that of a chest buster from the Xenomorphs.
Regarded as one of the most severe risks to the world in the event of an epidemic.
What happened? Another bioterrorism attack. The BSAA confirmed it was the same one used in Eastern Europe 6 months ago, called the C virus.
C or Z?
The C virus. The C virus, short for the chrysalid virus, was a group of viruses produced by the family to develop an advanced biological weapon. It was a highly contagious and lethal virus first introduced in Resident Evil 6. The C virus project was devised by Derek C. Simmons, a prominent American public figure and leader of the family, a wealthy group. After the United States declined to continue bioweapons research following the 1998 Raccoon City destruction event, the family took on the responsibility of privately funding their own studies. After that, the Simmons Foundation hired Dr. Carla Radamez, a talented genius, immediately after her graduation to supervise the C virus project. Dr. Radamez was assigned to a family laboratory and rose to prominence in their virus and bioorganic weapon projects. Although research had been ongoing since 1999, the official C virus project began in 2001 and underwent significant changes. The original C virus model model was altered by incorporating genes taken from T. veronica based on a version of the T virus. While there were several C virus variants, only two primary transmission mechanisms existed. The first method was to inject it directly into the body, which frequently resulted in the formation of a JAVO. The second mechanism of infection occurred when
it created a what? A JAVO?
Which frequently resulted in the formation of a JAVO.
Yeah, a JAVO. Huh. What the hell's a JAVO? God, I have no knowledge on the games at all, it seems.
The second mechanism of infection occurred when the virus was exposed in a gaseous, fog-like state, which might be produced by both Lepodica and Heos. Humans that were infected in this way would turn into zombies. The C virus contained Golgotha genes that aided in the restoration of a previously deceased human's life functions. Another trait inherited from Golgotha was the capacity to change into a separate organism after the first mutation, which was accomplished by expressing genes from that strain. If a JAVO's limbs were injured, they might have developed a Ruka Havitange mutation, creating a new arm with traits of another species. If a JAVO received too much harm, the virus's healing attempts might have caused it to self-immolate. Ultimately, this C virus was an integral part of the Resident Evil franchise, providing a formidable foe for players to contend with, and a warning of the risks of bioweapons and unscrupulous scientific techniques.
I believe this is the Veronica virus.
T. veronica virus. The T. veronica virus was created by Dr. Alexia Ashford, who named it after their family's head, Veronica Ashford. This particular virus was a form of the progenitor virus that enabled the host to maintain complete cognitive functions if certain conditions were met. The groundwork for T. veronica research originated from identifying a retrovirus present in the genome of specific ant queens. Alexia misinterpreted an ant colony's social structure, claiming that the insects showed absolute reverence for their queen, which she equated with her own larger-than-life personality. As a result, she began investigating the prospect for fusing the retrovirus's DNA with that of the progenitor virus.
That's where you done fucked up.
Those infected with this virus had the predisposition to exhibit arthropod traits in their mutations, such as possessing exoskeletons or limbs similar to those of insects. Additionally, the host's blood could convert into a material that could spontaneously burn when exposed to oxygen, allowing the host to use their own blood as a projectile weapon. Similar to the T virus, the T. veronica virus could lead to significant cognitive impairment in its hosts. However, unlike the T virus, the integration of the T. veronica into a host system did not depend on the presence of specific genes or hormones. Instead, the critical factor was the rate at which the virus could spread throughout the body, which was slow. In essence, the T. veronica virus enabled individuals to manipulate the minds of others. Theoretically, if it spread sufficiently, it could lead to a scenario where one person could control the entire world, akin to a queen ant controlling its colony. However, due to its slow and low infection rate, the virus was not considered a viable solution for use as a biological weapon. The Animality virus. The A virus, also known as the Animality virus.
Animality? I've never heard of that. But then again, as I just said before, well, my knowledge on the games is very, very damn small. So, I'ma shut up.
Was related to the progenitor virus family and was developed as a bioweapon by a team led by a former CIA operative, Glenn Arias. Those infected with the A virus developed an illness similar to cannibal disease, which was caused by the T virus. This caused symptoms such as aggressive conduct, an insatiable appetite leading to cannibalism, and cognitive decline, transforming individuals into zombies. Nevertheless, this virus differed from previous strains produced from the progenitor, since cognitive deterioration occurred at a slower rate, allowing zombies to maintain some coordination and even
well, hold on folks, we'll be right back. And we're back.
Capacity to talk. This virus had 3 different variants, each with distinct effects on individuals. The Type 1A virus was recognized for its postponed consequences and probably operated by taking advantage of the lysogenic cycle. During this cycle, the mutant DNA replicated daughter cells regularly. The cells would possess the virus's genetic material, but wouldn't manufacture it. This cycle persisted until the mutant cells shifted to the lytic cycle, which involved virus production and eventual destruction of the host cell. Activation of the lytic cycle was initiated by chemical reactions in the body, which could be caused by a Type 2 infection. This variant could spread through the air and would only activate in individuals previously infected with Type 1. Type 3 was created to counteract the violent and cannibalistic behavior exhibited by individuals infected with the other virus strains. While the virus was the central theme of the Resident Evil Vendetta CG movie, it was not a significant virus in the overall Resident Evil franchise.
Oh.
The Neo-T virus. Eileen Beardsley, the 17th Countess Beardsley, created the Neo-Tyrant virus, commonly known as the Neo-T virus, in the early 21st century through a series of brutal and often pointless experiments on the residents of Gaddiwell, a Scandinavian island. This virus was generated in the European division of Umbrella Corporation. The Neo-T virus shared many similarities with the T virus, but its development targeted the Tyrant project. The virus was created due to a new project initiated after the T-002 failed to achieve its objectives. This project was named Goddess of Vengeance, which was quite grandiose in nature. Its primary aim was to eliminate all anti-Umbrella elements, particularly STARS members. The T-virus strain created as a result was employed in producing various bioorganic weapons, such as Millennia, the Countess's ultimate creation. They also eventually built T-103 versions called Mr. X that could obey more orders. Limited information.
Oh, okay. So you got the Tyrant 1, Tyrant 2, and then Tyrant 3. And Tyrant 3 is one we all know and love, because that is, of course, Mr. X. I mean, X gonna give it to you.
Is available about how the Neo-T virus differed from the regular T virus, as it was not extensively discussed. However, based on the few BOWs created using the Neo-T virus, it appeared that the virus prioritized enhancing physical strength and speed. People who encountered the BOWs noticed a smell of decay emanating from them, which was typical of many Tyrant virus strains, and suggested that the Neo-T virus also caused the infected to suffer from necrosis. In addition, those infected with the Neo-T virus also exhibited the usual mental deterioration seen in T-virus infections, resulting in a state where they mainly relied on their basic animalistic instincts.
Oh god, what's this?
The Cameron virus. Dr. Cameron, a virologist of Umbrella Corporation, developed the Cameron virus, better known as the T. Cameron virus, which was capable of causing organism mutations. The modified viruses were capable of transferring their consciousness to new bodies. The creation of this particular strain was an effort to develop...
Oh shit, so it could body hop, just like the Parasites in Parasites. I mean, yeah, okay, that's great. Friggin' body hopping over here.
Cure for the T virus, but it resulted in further mutations of the body instead. Individuals infected with the Cameron virus were endowed with the capability to transfer their cognitive abilities and consciousness to the bodies of others upon physical contact. In addition, those infected with the virus had the potential to change various aspects of their anatomy, such as growing tentacles for defensive purposes. Upon being infected with the Cameron virus, Dr. Cameron acquired the ability to change her shape, and her consciousness persisted within her cells even after the death of her original body. TJCCC-203. Albert and Alex Wesker, both affiliated with Umbrella Corporation, designed an experimental virus referred to as TJCCC-203, or Ouroboros, to cure cancer. It was successful in curing cancer.
It's the frickin' Ouroboros virus. Okay, now we know what it is.
But it killed its host anyway. Individuals who were capable of surviving the virus after being infected obtained exceptional capabilities, while those who couldn't suffered agonizing deaths. Once the virus had matured, it could detach from the host and utilize its slimy black tentacles to locate a new host.
Yeah, we all know Ouroboros. Do you think zombies are gonna listen?
T-Abyss virus. The T-Abyss virus was a variation of the progenitor.
Abyss? Abyss? Abyss. Abyss. Oh my. Okay, moving on. He probably wasn't thinking about. Just move on.
Virus that was synthetically produced in 2003 as a bioweapon by modifying Umbrella's refined T-virus. To create the T-Abyss virus, scientists combined the T-virus with a virus that enabled fish to exist in extremely deep waters. The virus could induce severe mutations that persisted even after the host's death, often resulting in the acquisition of aquatic traits. One of the prevalent mutations observed in humans was the ooze, which caused individuals to develop a swollen gray body with suckers. The ooze lost significant body water and automatically pursued other organisms to replenish themselves. The virus could transform transform living beings by decomposing adipose tissue and fortifying muscles in the skeletal system. Upon being tested on humans, the T-Abyss virus established that the Abyss virus genome
Okay, there you go. See, he fixed it. So it was just a little mistake.
contained genetic material typically seen in marine creatures. As a result, more than humans, the T-Abyss virus represented a substantial hazard to the planet's oceans due to its capacity to swiftly modify an organism and generate more of the virus.
Never die.
Huh, wonder what this one is.
T+G virus. Between
Oh, God.
1998 and 2002, Umbrella Europe combined the T virus and the G virus to produce a new viral agent, intending to utilize the potency of the G virus while mitigating its instability. The virus was, if I may add uncreatively, named the T+G virus. The origins of the
Yeah.
T+G virus may be traced back to 1998, when Umbrella headquarters authorized the confiscation of Golgotha virus research from Nest and transferred it to Dr. Christine Henry at the Lawyer Laboratory. Following the acquisition, an Epsilon
No, I'm sorry, but who would have thought it was a good idea to take the T virus and the G virus and be like, hey, here you go? It's like, oh, frick me, like, come on, really? Really? God, bless it all.
strain was administered with anti-G antibodies to boost selection, resulting in this improved T virus. By boosting the body's electromagnetic field, the virus caused the host to acquire defensive electrical characteristics, leading to high voltage generation, which could deflect most projectiles. It also increased the host's speed and strength while keeping their cognitive faculties intact, comparable to the T Veronica virus, because it did not
Ooh.
impair higher brain processes or cause brain damage.
Okay, that's actually not too bad.
What?
This must be the Wesco virus. Damn!
The Prototype Virus. Oswell E. Spencer, the creator of the Umbrella Company,
Close
created
enough.
the prototype strain for Project W, a screening procedure designed to discover the most genetically outstanding Wesker infants. Only 2 of the remaining 13 test participants, Albert and Alex Wesker, survived the experiment, owing to certain biological traits. The virus bestowed the host with extraordinary superhuman abilities, including immense strength, agility, speed, endurance, and a healing factor. The healing factor and superhuman endurance activated immediately upon infection, enabling the host to withstand lethal injuries and diseases. It selectively
Whoa.
targeted muscle tissue and lower organs, sparing the brain from damage. As a result, the host's cognitive functions remained intact as long as they possessed a specific gene that enabled them to adapt to the virus.
What
On
gene
the other
is that?
hand, if the host didn't possess these genes, the virus could be fatal. Nevertheless, the prototype virus could also weaken the host's abilities if the host's health deteriorated due to an illness. Since it was precarious, the host had to regularly administer a specialized T-based serum to regulate it. Failure to do so could lead to the host's abilities deteriorating.
Oh, damn it.
Marvelous verdict. And that brings us to the end of this video. The Resident Evil viruses have been central to the series' success, providing a constant threat to the player and adding to the sense of horror and tension in each game.
Oh yeah,
As the series
definitely.
continues to evolve, it will be interesting to see what new viruses and biological weapons Capcom introduces to challenge players in the future.
Gonna
Which
be
virus do you
interesting.
consider to be the most perilous in your opinion? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching and have a marvelous day.
Well, I have to just say, in my personal opinion, the virus that would be probably the most deadly is, of course, going to be the T+G virus. I mean, you're taking one that can mutate the host infinitely to one that makes them a legit weapon, and just fuse that. So that's in my opinion. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought, and remember to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. Hold on, let me try that again, guys. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link will be in the description, and I'll see all of you folks next time when we flick on. Peace out.